talk to you guys quick about this great rig that has become really popular in the last couple of years of bass fishing, and one that I just recently started using and having a lot of success with. It's called the swinging head system, made famous by Tommy Biffle at Gene LaRue with the Biffle hard head. Now what it consists of is just your wide gap hook and then your football style head attached just by that swinging system right there, allowing the bait to have more natural motion when the head comes in contact with structure. Now there's a lot of different ways to fish this, and I have become really fond of just this one way, which is fishing it like a crankbait. It's just, you cast it out there, you let it sink to the bottom, and then you just slowly crawl it. Now, I live in the north, and I fish a lot of lakes that have a lot of vegetation. So the Biffle head, which came out a couple years ago, which is the football style head, wouldn't work for me because it'd just be mowing along, picking up too much weeds. So a couple years ago, Strike King came out with this. It's called I believe it's called the Denny Brauer structure head, which is their Cobra head design. This Cobra head really goes through the weeds a lot better than the football style of the Biffle hard head. This bait has really made me able to fish that rig in the lakes that I fish at. Now what's so great about this rig is it allows me to fish a soft plastic bait down deep and fish it fast. Faster than I normally would if I was fishing a Texas rig. What I wanted to show you guys today was how to fish this rig, where I like to fish it, and hopefully catch a fish or two. Right now what I'm using is, this is the 1/2 ounce Strike King Denny Brauer structure, I believe it's the structure head, and this is in blue craw color. I got it rigged up on my 7.5 foot medium heavy Abu Garcia Veritas with 20-pound fluorocarbon on a 6:3 to 1 gear ratio bait casting reel. The bait I like to use on it is the Strike King Rage Bug. This one's a little beat up, I've been using it for a few days now. Another great bait, really any creature bait, any craw style bait can work. Obviously it's made popular with the Gene LaRue Biffle Bug, that's a great another option. But I like going with the Rage Bug. So now I'm going to start showing you this kind of areas I fish it at, and hopefully we'll catch a few fish. I like fishing this bait in about 10 feet of water, and anywhere from 10 feet to about 15 feet is what I'm looking for. That's where the weed growth isn't too dense, where I can fish this bait, but it's still present that it'll hold fish. Now the way I like to fish it is get on the break line. Right now we're sitting in 13 feet of water. All you do, give it a cast out there, let it sink to the bottom. Now you get a lot of strikes on the sink to the bottom too. Keep an eye on your line. If it stops sinking, you probably got a strike. And this is all you got to do. Reel up the slack, put your rod tip kind of at an angle, and reel it in slow. And you'll feel it just ticking the bottom. Getting hung up on weeds, once in a while I stop my retrieve to make sure it's staying on the bottom. And then you just keep doing that all the way back. You crawl it around. You just crawl it on the bottom. Well, there's a fish, but when you're fishing in the north, you don't always get what you want. Come on. Another pike. I just put the rod tip a little bit to the side of where I cast it. Reel. And see how slow I'm reeling? And occasionally, a lot of times actually, I stop reeling. I let the bait hit bottom again. If you read the forums or anything about how to fish a hard head system, you'll see a lot of guys stress, keep bottom contact, keep bottom contact. And the thing you have to realize is when they're talking about keeping bottom contact, the lakes they're fishing are hard bottom, rocks, not that many weeds. And that is where this bait shines, is with rocks. But when you're fishing vegetation, don't worry about always being on the bottom. Of course, you want to stay at least no greater than about 5 inches off the bottom. But what crayfish do is when they're in weed beds, is a lot of times they don't swim necessarily all on the bottom. They'll hop through the vegetation. So if you're 5 inches off the bottom and you're reeling it, it's okay. It still resembles a crayfish. But I still like to stop, make sure to get my bait back down there to the bottom so I'm in the vicinity. And now the big thing that you want to do is you want to either hit the bottom or tick the weeds. In my case, ticking the weeds is more important, because there are no rock at this bottom. It's all just muck. Another really important thing with this rig is the hook set. When you're reeling it, you know, it's a lot different than a crankbait bite, in my opinion. It's not like a wham, you know the fish is on there. It's either a small tick, 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 or you're just reeling it and it feels like you picked up a leaf or a bunch of muck. You just don't feel the bait. What you want to do is you want to wind up a little bit faster until the fish, you feel them on there and the rod loads up, and then set the hook on. That way you get a good hook set almost every time. Another north. Trying to catch a bass, but a lot of north. Hopefully it's a bass. Another pike. You know, the biffle bug represents a crayfish, and almost every game fish eats crayfish, so you're going to catch a lot of fish. You live in multi-species lakes. Finally caught a bass. Ain't a big one. That's what the biffle the hard head system does. Alright, well that is how you fish the hard head system. Unfortunately I was only able to catch one little bass and I think 5 northerns. Looking for more bass obviously, but that's the nice thing about this bait is you can catch some bonus fish, some different species. That's the way I like to fish this rig. Keep in mind, you don't have to just fish it like a crankbait. You can fish it like a football head jig or a regular jig, just cast it out there and fish it on the bottom and hop it. That works good too. You can pitch it and flip it. That works really well as well. But I think the best way and the way it's designed is for casting it, let it get on the bottom, and then just bring it in, because when that head hits a piece of cover, the body kind of shakes, gets a little more life into your soft plastics. Baits that I like to use on it, any kind of creature bait will work. I like the rage bug, any color. The biffle bug works good on it, obviously. And even your soft plastic craws and really worms can even work on it too. Main thing that you're representing is the crayfish though, so I stick with the creature baits and the craws. That is how you fish the biffle hard head rig. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and thanks guys.